go in chapter 1 is so that you guys get. Alright, this is chapter 1. Alright, welcome to the second lecture. So today we're going to start with the walkthrough of the webpage and then continue on with the walkthrough of the Slack workspace. Because actually I neglected to walk through the web pages on Tuesday. But lucky, some of you guys actually discover some of these links in the web page are useful. For example, discussion, if you're clicking, it actually takes you to the workspace of the Slack app. And then, if you click into a min, you'll see these. Yeah, this is pretty much what Polly has repeated in the class. All right. But you see everything such as grading policy, okay, are here. So this is probably a page that won't come back later, but this will be a page that you will definitely come back later. Okay. So we're in week 1. February 23rd. Thank you for the student closing the door over there. And the day before yesterday, we walked through the admins. Today is going to start the overview chapter. But before that, we'll go through rest of the web pages and the Slack workspace. So just to make sure that you guys know where to find things. And by the way, some of the students are very insightful. So you guys actually look into my slides carefully. And some of you actually discovered the webpage and finding the schedule that, oh, wait a minute, PAs are actually due at a specific date. Unlike on the slides, right? I actually say PA is due definitely the end of week 2, but it would look like I'm implying that PA is due March 4th, the Thursday. But no, the PAs are all due on Saturday, 6 p.m., just like the quizzes are due. Okay. So essentially, quiz for the first week, they are due Saturday, 6 p.m. this Saturday. All right. Similarly, for week 2, if I give out any quizzes the second week, they are due that Saturday, 6 p.m. If I am assigning a PA, that means the PA is due also Saturday at the same time. All right? So you'll see PA2 is due the 3rd week, which means that's the Saturday of the 3rd week, 6 p.m. All right, I hope that's clear. And then exam 1. Now this, of course, is on the Thursday. So if you look closer to exam 2, yeah, the day is correct. Exam 3, it should be May 13th, but there's a slide on the admin deck. I said that the 4 exams, these are the 4 days. Exam 3 and 4 are actually mistaken. I actually say that exam 3 is on May 11th. That's incorrect. Exam 4, I said on the slide, June 8th. No, it's June 10th. Okay, so exams are always on Thursday. So you see then PA2 is due the 3rd week, PA3 due the 5th week, PA, 4 due the 7th week. Okay, so the due day and the due time, this page here, schedule, is the gold standard. Okay, and I'll try to correct the mistakes on the slides and then re-upload them in slides. So PA5, PA6, and 7, this is in the 3rd quarter. 8 and 9, the final quarter. And I hope everything is now clear. Any questions? Good. Slides, of course, then you know that this PDF will be corrected. Okay. When it's updated, I'll definitely post on Slack so all of you will know. Videos, for ep1, there's not going to be video because it's not working anyway. But for ep2, which is today, so I'm live streaming now. All right. So when the lecture ends, I'll close the stream and make it available on my YouTube channel. In the meantime, I will also upload the short videos I've recorded. So those short videos are actually the key videos. Okay, so those are the key contents that you don't want to miss. So those will also be online. Okay, but those will not contain things that I'm trying to do here. So more communication, official, administrative stuff. All right. So those are. This link is where the videos are. Assignments. I know that some of you couldn't wait. So I can't believe that you guys are asking for poor assignments already. All right, good. So some of you can't wait. So programming assignment number 1, it's a PDF file. If you click into it, you see, assignment number 1, and there are descriptions there. Feel free to download and start going over it. Okay. But in order to start with the assignment, you do need a port being assigned. Well, actually, for the first one, no. You just need to have the account being created. The reason that you cannot work on it is also partly that I have not yet assigned team numbers. Okay, that team number will be assigned Friday when things are a little bit, over the weekend when things are a little bit more certain. So this is PA1. Similarly, PA2. It's also a PDF file. You see, wow, this one actually goes 11 pages long. So essentially, PA1 all the way to PA9, that will make up for the 2 weeks time you are not attending lectures at the end. Right? So this is a thing that NTU is experimenting, so that the live lectures only last for 16 weeks, and 2 of the weeks are more like self-studying with some references. And so these set of PAs are kind of well-guided references for you to learn Golang and to do socket programming using Golang. Oh, by the way, if you are more visual type of student, PA1, for example, description can be pretty long, so there are 6 pages. What you can do is also watch the videos where you might see me demonstrating. So I would show also, I started a terminal and then typing how to log in. Because the server is set up such that you can only connect from a remote site, and that remote site needs to carry a NTU IP address. So you kind of need to use the VPN, NTU VPN, to log into the server for the PAs, right? So I also have a video showing that how you get VPN services and stuff like that. And this semester, from what I received from NTU, because some of you guys' email accounts are hacked. And so, yeah, hackers VPN into NTU domain and then attack other people. So the CC centers, the computing centers, receive complaints. And it's a big deal because Ministry of Education is going to penalize NTU because of misbehaviors from students. All right. I know you don't intend to misbehave, but you see nowadays there are just so many attacks around. We are also very vulnerable if you think about it. And so you can then imagine why the server is set such that you guys can only connect from within NTU. All right. Because it's actually an experimental machine. I'm opening up SSH and maybe opening up FTP. So those are ports that are often attacked by hackers. I know for some of you, this is the entry-level course. You probably don't catch some of the terms that I'm using. So SSH is a secure shell for remote logging. PTT, do you go on PTT? Some of you do. Some of you probably just go dcart. All of you go to dcart, I'm sure, but some of you still go PTT. So PTT is actually using a remote logging. So it's a terminal to logging. I don't know, PPT does SSH. I think they do now. Mm-hmm. So that's SSH. It's just wrapped around that you're not aware of it. Okay? No worries. There are also videos there teaching you how to download an SSH client so you can remote logging to the server for the PAs. All right. So in a way, you're learning Unix, okay, and a little bit of Unix administration, and also socket programming. So this material is a little bit intensive, but once you get through the midpoint, you'll find things are, hey, easy. And you'll be confident taking the system admin courses in the CSIE department. No? Okay, maybe not now, but hey, wait until half point. You let me know whether you're confident enough then. All right, so these are the PAs. And then the exams, all right. Exam questions with the sample solutions will all be provided here. So there will be 4 this semester. Previously, we just have, so I need a muffler for the mic because I have this bursting sound all the time when I start a sentence. Okay. It's just the way I speak. So is that bothering? Does that bother you? Okay, good. Yeah, so, excuse me, where am I? Oh yeah, all exams. So if you're still a little bit anxious, wait, not found. Okay, sorry about that. So that's that link, I need to correct that. But let's see if this one works. There we go. 2019's midterm exam. So questions with the simple solutions are all provided. And this go all the way from last year to the first year I started teaching the course. Okay, so that should give you some confidence about the exams. So that recall me of a talk I was giving yesterday. Okay, let me not get into that. And great. So this is a link that is dead for now, but later on you'll see that there's going to be an Excel file, okay, that you can see after clicking into this link. In that Excel file, you will see the progress, okay, of all the assignments, your awarded credits, okay, and also participations, your awarded credits. If you go to the previous year's pages, you probably see a little bit what that Excel file is going to look like. So if I take you to 20 and click here, I hope that file is there. Okay, so if you click, and my setting is that I download it first, and then I have to click open it. I'm sorry, my little MacBook Air here is running OBS, running streaming and PowerPoint, and now Excel files. I'm actually stressing the tiny little laptop here. Okay, yeah, spinning. Let it spin. But you see a little bit here. So that's not way too long. This might take a little bit too long than we thought. I think this is what? This is yeah, this is the semester grade page. So this doesn't tell much. So during the semester, I couldn't go to the other worksheets. Well, you know what? That is spin, and we'll come back to this file a little later. Or cannot. Don't hang on me. No. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. Try this. There we go. There we go. Let's force quit this, okay? So I'm just not gonna open that Excel file anymore because I'm definitely pushing this laptop to its boundary. All right. So I'll be pushing you guys to your boundary for sure. I'm just not aware that I'm gonna push the laptop to the boundary as well. Okay, so that was the walkthrough of the webpage. Now the Slack space. Okay, so let me show you a little bit more how we use the Slack workspace. So right after you log in, so this is pretty much what you see on the left. Okay, a line of these channels. Okay, so first of all, you see these are the start channel. So it might look a little bit more like this. Okay, so it's closed. Okay, all that's showing is come say hi channel. But if you just click more, then you see all the channels in the start category. So these are typically the channels that I find a little bit more important. Now, some of you guys might not join the Ask Us Anything channel. Hey, wait a minute, did it? Okay, so you see here, Polly joined with 19 others. Okay, so please do join this channel. So I think you need to kind of join specifically. Okay, so this is where you ask questions. All right, I know that some of you are still a little bit shy and sending me direct messages. Let me just show you that down here. Oh, right. Okay, feel free to make friends with me. It's on the workspace, Slack space anyway. Hey, wait, where are my messages? Oh, direct messages. Wait. Oops. Oh, okay, so it's probably just for me, I know, but some of you guys send me messages. Where did I see them? Dope. I think I might be able to do this. Yeah. Yeah, so mentions and reactions are all the conversations I'm involved. Okay, so this is something that I posted early this morning as announcement week 1. So every week, every lecture, might have some announcements I will make. So this announcement will go on the Come Say Hi channel. Okay, so essentially the Come Say Hi channel is the only open channel that everyone sees everyone whether you join or not. Okay, and the way to grab everyone's attention is to do this add channel. Okay, if you just want one of the guys' attention, just add the particular user. Okay. So why don't we go? Okay, why don't we just go over the announcements first? Okay, if I don't know what I do. Okay. If you've received an email from Polly saying something like, you're in, and you are the 10th up, 15th up, that means you are already in. Okay, you just did not have the ad code yet because, yeah, the number of students requesting for an ad code is now 25. There are quite a few of you. I only have one sheet. I can only distribute 20 of them. So I asked the department to give me another one. So when those are ready, I'm going to send the whole 25 ad codes in a batch. And the way I'm going to do it is that I'm going to receive this big green piece there. And I'm going to write your names based on your order on the sheet. And you guys look at your own slot and find the ad numbers, okay, for the registration system. Because I prefer to make things going as efficient as possible. Currently, we allow up to 25. 25 should be okay because I know that some of you guys are still shopping. Okay, by the end of the second week, you might decide, no, this is too much load to be realistic. Okay, seriously. Don't stress yourself out. That's going to hurt your productivity a lot and frustrate you. So it's a mind game as well. So you see here, knowing how you manage time is also something that you want to learn in college. Okay, so just a gentle advice there. Oh, I see some of you are looking at each other. Looks like you have already learned the lesson. Good. Typo on page 47 indicating that exam 3 and 4 are on May 10th and June 8th. No, they're wrong. They should be May 13th and June 10th. Clarification on the schedule page. Right? So PA are due at a particular week, but for each week, the exact due time is Saturday, 6 p.m. And the penalty applies also to the PAs, not just the quizzes, all right? Polly will be assigning the team numbers as well over the weekend, and then you can start working on PAs. Okay, PA1. And I think I'm gonna also give out the port assignment as well, so you can also start working on PA2. All right, so let's see. Okay, so Yu Jian Xuan. Okay, James. I hope you don't mind that I share our private conversation. No? It's okay, good. So you see, James is challenging me. So how do I know that page 24, their box? Thank you, James. Samuel here. Oh, I think Samuel was saying that can I post somewhere so that I can ask for people to partner with? Yeah, so I suggest try the Come Say Hi channel and use the add channel to address to everyone. Kevin, glad to see the reason. Okay, so this is regarding, I think, week 1 quizzes. Some of you have already posted your solutions there. Well done. Okay, Kevin there. Oh, okay, wait, what happened? There. So it's just slow, I guess, because I'm also streaming video out. Okay, so excuse the internet. Sorry about that. Samuel, Polly demonstrating. Okay, so this is Polly posting right after the picture of quiz 1. All right, so join the Ask Us Anything. So for all these things you ask, feel free, just ask right there. Okay. I think it's okay that everybody see the questions because when I answer, everybody also see the answers. Okay, essentially everyone benefits. It's just like DCAR, just like PTT. Okay. And it's okay. You see, I have bugs and Polly is wrong all the time. I don't get embarrassed. Okay, I don't get embarrassed. It's okay. So come say hi. This is also another way of asking everyone. Mm-hmm. It's just that the ask us anything is more to address to me or TA, and we'll provide answers. But it's in the meantime good for everyone to see. So join this and join this for sure. PA2. Yeah, this is a place for people who are interested in knowing more about PA1, sharing experience about PA1. Right? So if you're curious what other people might be asking, just post the question there and share experience there. Similarly for all the other PAs, as well as the quizzes. Okay. For week 1, so far there's only 1 quiz. Okay, and I see already, right? There are 17 replies. Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Nice. So usually you see I do check. Okay. I say good. I say love, or I say perfect. Perfect. So either way are just me of saying that you passed. Okay. So Polly checked. Right. So Polly does not correct in case there are minor flaws. Because you will see other students also posting their solutions, right? And you see, oh, there are certain discrepancies. Then you correct for it yourselves. All I care for is that you try to answer the questions. I think it's really you guys' own responsibility to try to make sure that whether you are doing it right or wrong. Interesting, isn't it? Comfortable? No? I know. You guys want people to tell you whether you are right. Okay. I think it's more effective you figure out whether you are right. You need to do more of that to self-affirm. But of course, if you really care whether you are right, of course, and you want to do it privately, direct message Polly. It's also okay. Now, if it's the answer is too wild, of course, I'll point that out. Right? Good. So let's see. For now, I have only 2 channels for the quizzes because later on I'm going to add more as the weeks progress. Good. Now, there's one thing might be helpful, okay, useful for you guys, which is this. If you go to the top, okay, the menu bar, you see there's this preference thing. If you click there, you will see, oh, there are other things that you can also configure about Slack Workspace. So one thing that I find the most useful is this. Okay. A lot of times I do want to write a message, but I want to break the message somehow into sections. Okay. So this is what I do. If you hit enter, you send the message out immediately. So if you want to kind of edit the message a little bit and go back and create sections, you could do this. Select this. Start a new line by using this to send. That is saying that if you are not ready yet to send, okay, you just hit enter and then continue typing up sentences. Only when you're ready to send, you do Command Enter. But this is for Mac OS. Okay, so if you are a PC user, Wintel user, just go Slack preference and find out what is the right thing to do here. Okay, so this is advanced. And I can imagine that for the quizzes coming up, you might want to have the flexibility to eventually send by hitting a combination of keys instead of just hitting enter. All right, so those are number 1 and number 2. Any questions at this point? All right, then let's go ahead and start with the lecture. And
all right,
here
this
it
is chapter 1, introduction. Well, before we introduce what is internet, let me bring up these terms: human, calculator, computer, system, device, network, communication, information, and data. You see already, right? Some of the terms are very similar. Kind of, you can easily associate them. But some of the terms, if you look at them as a pair, they are somewhat different. Now, if you're asked to try to group these terms based on similarity, feel free to define what you think, how you define similarity. Okay, so let's take some time.
so what do you think? How would you associate these terms? So I was imagining you guys.
I think it's probably not that hard to associate terms. For example, calculators and computers, very similar, just slightly different on the functionality, right? Device systems, seemingly general, but they all kind of refer to a sort of engineered, machinery. But what about network? Is network the same as a device? Or similar to a device? I think starting from there, you guys might be thinking a little bit differently, right? From individual to individual. Well, whatever you guys are thinking, let me show you what pollys language IQ is. Okay, so what I see, based on my background about computer networks, I kind of think that human, calculator, computer, system, device are all entities. Okay, and by the way, pollys language IQ is not always the highest. Well, you know about poly, not very good in terms of language expressing in terms of words. Okay, so I think these human, calculator, computer system, and devices are all entities. And one can actually associate these entities and form a group. For example, all of us, Okay, some of us know each other. We form a network of humans. And you could actually try to connect the calculators by Bluetooth interface, for example. Then you end up with a network of calculators, right? If you connect a group of computers, then you have a network of computers, network of systems, and a network of, for example, wearable devices. Okay, and if we exchange information over the group of associated entities, then you are communicating this group of humans or this group of computer systems or device. And the stuff, okay, we're communicating over such a network are the information or data. So we send data or information, and these are the things we communicate over the network of computers, all right? So they are somewhat different, and allow Poly to try to classify them into these entities, okay, grouping of entities, the function of the group, and the content. Okay, we are actually applying function on among this group of entities. All right, now think human network. And if we define a human network by how we know each other. Okay, so if you guys now know Polly, then you guys are connected to me, right? So you know how to go on Slack and send Polly a direct message. You know how to send Polly a direct email. Mm-hmm. How about you guys knowing each other? Right? If you guys know each other, then you also have a connection between the two of you, right? So you guys are not just connected to Polly, but some of you are connected to each other. And all of us here sitting in the classroom, we also form a human network, right? Then that should make it a little bit easier to think, what is a computer network? It's a network of computers. You guys will probably be saying, right? Intuition says so. You are actually mostly right, okay? But allow me to clarify, in this course, it's not exactly right. So again, in general sense, it is a network of computers, right? Based on our, language IQ, right? Because computers, if we connect them together, it is a network of computers, right? Literally. But in a professional sense, in this course, okay, when people say, or if you read in the textbook that you see this term, computer network, introduction to computer network, but we actually meant more specifically the internet. And this internet, a lot of times we call it computer network, but we also call it this, the data network. So computer network, data network, what else? Sometimes, right, information network. Let me see. Sometimes also this. Communication network. Okay, so they all kind of refer to internet. Okay, but computer network and data network are more specifically to internet. Communication network in professional speaking can also be, for example, 4G net or the telephone network. Telephone network was the old network where you have these wire phones and you just talk to each other instead of texting each other. Okay, so communication network is a little bit general. Okay, while data network very specific. Okay, professionally speaking, the internet, same as computer network. All right. And just to clarify, but okay, judging on the words, computer network, it is a network of computers, and it's actually referring to a network based on the entities involved. Data network is a network that transmits data. So data here is actually referring to the network based on the content, the stuff, okay, being transmitted. And communication network here is referring to a network because of the function of that network is to allow communication. Okay, so entity, function, and the content, okay, that we're passing or connected as a network. So in other words, okay, you can also define, create your own computer network, not just the internet. So there could be internet version 2, 3, 4, and on, okay? But those other networks will not be the computer network, the internet that we're using, all right? So you probably see a little bit where Poly is going. The objective in the long term is so that you guys are trained, so you could create your own network that will work better and serve better the need of the people, okay? Especially people that will be living in the future. But in the short term, let's start from learning, okay? The most popular example, the internet. And that takes us to the beginning of chapter 1. The goal in chapter 1 is so that you guys get a rough idea, get a feel of how internet is like. There'll be a lot more depth and detail later in the course in chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so you will see, right, this being the overview of everything, much of the content you'll be hearing in this chapter will be more descriptions. Okay, so we have this part that's called the edge of the internet. We have that part being called the core of the internet. Yeah, so you just hear a bunch of terms, and then there'll be a little bit more elaboration on other terms. And much of the content concerns internet, but we'll also talk about parts that, communication networks that is not quite called internet and pre-existed before there is internet. Good. And the flow of the chapter is this. We'll start from giving you a nutshell of what the internet is in a few slides, like 3-4 slides. Okay, so it's like a crash course. Okay, if you really need to explain to your classmates or other friends, you're taking this course and what is the internet like? Yeah, that will be the part that you tell them what internet is. Now, in that part, we'll give you the physical view of what the internet is. But with just the infrastructure, we cannot be sending emails to each other. We cannot be chatting online through Line or through Slack to each other. So there'll be some rules we need to define how the data are being exchanged, how these computers or entities on the internet interact with each other. So there'll be some rules we need to learn as well. And we call a set of rules controlling a certain mechanism, defining a certain mechanism working on the internet, a protocol. Okay, there'll be a lot more coming. And then these two will be actually to further, zoom into the nutshell view of the internet and to give you a little bit more idea how the edge is like and what are the varieties of the edges could be. And then we'll talk about the core. We'll talk about the core. Yeah, this is actually the part that's hidden. They exist, it's just that we don't see it. Okay, there are lots of very expensive routers that are interconnected, passing data in really, really high speed. So up to this point, you should get a rough feeling of what the internet is and how it's, working in general. Now, the rest of it, so these are the things concerning internet and that we are supposed to care. Okay, as engineers who might be redesigning internet. So we care about how the internet performs in terms of data loss. Certainly, we don't like to see a lot of data losses. We care also whether it takes a lot of time to send data. Okay, hopefully we will be able to send data with short delay and things like that. And we'll talk about protocol again. There are quite a few protocols that we use actually sending email, browsing the web every day. And there's actually a very special way we group also protocols. So earlier you heard Polly trying to exercise you a little bit more and trying to link certain terms together. You know what? The protocols, because there are so many of these, it's actually better that we kind of structure or group the protocol so that it's a little bit easier to talk about. Okay, and the way network engineers group the protocol is so that we kind of divide them into layers. Within each layer, they are associated, they are similar in a certain way. Okay, so that's also called the service models. Okay, so it's actually a model that network engineers communicate with each other. Okay, classifying protocols into different layers. And then this is nowadays something that we care very much, security, particularly network security. How do we make sure that the data being transmitted are not hijacked, are not hacked, okay, and the secrets are not unveiled? Right? Now, what is the internet? So this picture that I'm showing is a very coarse-grained view of the internet, where you can kind of see that this part being the ISPs, okay, Internet Service Provider. All there are in these ISPs are just these cylinders with the cross, okay, indicating that this is an exchange. So ISPs, the machines in there are mainly there to do data exchange. And then you guys are here, most of you guys are here. In NTU is an institutional network where you might be accessing the internet through wireless AP, so this is Wi-Fi. Some of you might be sitting in a dorm and having wired connection, having a PC accessing through wired connection. And some of you might be sitting at home, then your laptop connecting to Wi-Fi AP, and then connect to your ISP, and then to the rest of the internet. Now, some of you might be sitting in a cafe. That would be nice, I know. And then you guys are probably accessing the internet through your 4G network and watching the video on the laptop. That is a mobile network there you are accessing, or you can just call it wireless network if you want. Okay, so this is just saying that there are a number of different ways, a number of different kinds of access to the core of the internet. Now, in a little bit more detail and give you the full nuts and bolts view, so meaning the components. So first of all, you see the entities we are using as users are all these. Okay, computing devices, PC, server, wireless laptop, smartphones. Okay, and these things are called hosts, or more professionally, end systems. Okay. We don't just call them systems because there's one common feature among these special hosts. They are all kind of sitting at the very leaf, very end of this huge internet. Okay, end systems, very edge of the internet. And then, as I mentioned, right? So whatever machine you're using, whatever end systems you're using, you are connected somehow, right? To a cellular tower, right? To a Wi-Fi AP, to a institutional switch. Okay, so inside NTU, there are also a number of these routers exchanging data because we do have several departments, right? So you see typically institutional networks, there are a few more level of hierarchy than the home network, than the mobile network. But some of you could be accessing the NTU PEEP, a wireless network to the internet, right? So these access networks, what I meant by access network there are not really there's a network, okay? Really, they are communication links, right? So if it's wireless, then we are using a radio link. If it's wireless and through a satellite modem, it's a satellite link. Now, if you're connected from home, chances high that it's a fiber link. Now, if you are connected through Ethernet I know for sure is copper link. All right, so these are different communication links we might use to access the internet. They can be wireless and wired. Now, these different access link or communication link technologies are all slightly different in terms of this, the transmission rate, the number of bits they can transmit per second, BPS. Now, in this course, Computer Networks, we also call this transmission rate the bandwidth. It actually meant more the width of the communication band, okay, of the network band. Now, this is somewhat different from if you take electromagnetic wave courses when we're talking about, oh, there's certain frequency band in the EM waves that we're using to transmit modulate bits. Okay, so bandwidth there is also referring to the frequency band. But here, the bandwidth, we actually refer to the network channel band. All right. At the abstract level, it's also a band, but we actually meant the band of slightly different things. And last, yeah, very important entity. Most of us don't see a router in our everyday life. If you want to see one, I don't know, check out these videos released by Google and showing their data center. All these, slim boxes there is a router. Okay, and they're running all the time, passing data, forwarding data in really high speed. Okay, and by the way, I'm actually saying the routers forward packets because on the internet, the data are usually divided into chunks. Okay, and these chunks are referred to as packets. So later on, you'll see me saying data packets or data messages. Okay, I actually meant things that are similar, right? So routers, well, there's just one thing, routers. Of course, these routers are manufactured by different companies, so therefore there are different brand names like Cisco, like D-Link, yeah, lots of them. Juniper, there's another one, a major one in the States.
All right. See, yeah, we are not gonna have enough time for the next segment of videos. Questions? If not, then feel free to go. Yeah, because if I play it, I'm gonna need to play it again next week, so it doesn't make sense. All right. Good. So if you have any questions that you want to interact with me in person, feel free to come forward. But otherwise, let's go. And for the guys online, yeah, that's the end of it. So go and have fun the rest of the day. So I'm gonna stop the stream here. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Are the ISPs formed with routers?
ISP